Hello and welcome back to Quick and Healthy with Mr. G. Again, we're going to make a pretty quick and very healthy meal. Actually, this meal will probably end up being for an entire dinner, probably around 600 to 700 calories total, and in grams of fat, probably about 12 grams of fat, and in overall sodium, probably under 500 milligrams of sodium. So, and it's going to be very delicious, and it's going to be a kind of a sort of a treat. It's going to be really good. What we're making is we're going to make pizza burgers. Pizza burgers the way I like to make them. We're also going to make broccoli and cheese sauce. Now this cheese sauce is a nacho cheese sauce. And it's very low in calories, low in sodium, and low in fat. Very, very healthy cheese sauce. It also has some fiber, believe it or not. How they do that, I have no idea. We're also going to be using today some multigrain sandwich flats. These also are fairly high in fiber. Our broccoli will have fiber. We're going to be using some Griller's Originals. Now these are an alternative meat patty. They're not actually beef. They're made of a soy product. I'm going to use some sliced mushrooms in a jar because I don't have any fresh mushrooms. Otherwise I would use fresh mushrooms. I'm going to use a tomato, an onion, and some pizza sauce here. All natural pizza sauce, and this pizza sauce does have fiber, believe it or not, and is low in sodium. So a lot of the ingredients here are packed with fiber, good nutrition, and oh yeah, forgot, I'm going to use a little bit of some sliced up yellow pepper that I had left over from another meal that I recently cooked. So let's get started. Let's start out by taking our broccoli, cut off the end, and take the broccoli spears and place them into a little hollowness in the end here, so I'm going to cut that back a little bit further. Place the spears of broccoli into the microwave safe bowl here. There we go. Now I've already washed this broccoli. You should wash your broccoli thoroughly. Really make sure that it's clean. Once that's all split up and placed in here, like so, then we're going to add a little, just a little tiny bit of water to this, but I'm also going to add this to it as well, the other head or cluster of broccoli there. Now, that being done, let's move this aside, and let's start out by taking our onion and slicing that. Now, the onion's going to be sliced a little bit differently than the way you've seen me dice and slice onions in the past. The way that I'm going to slice this onion is I'm going to take the onion and I'm going to peel the skin off, as we always do, like so. And sorry, I'm not going to do much editing in this video, so if you're watching a lot of it, because it's very quick to make this. Then I'm going to make this onion into nice round slices that are about an 1/8 to 1/4 inch thick. About an 1/8 inch is probably better, thinner like that. We're going to take our onion and we're going to slice it like that. Good enough. I'm going to place these onion, the rounds, into a little bit of broccoli on my finger, right into the same bowl that has the yellow peppers cut in it. Now, I'm going to take my mushrooms and I'm going to drain those over at the sink here completely. So I'm going to drain those by holding the lid on them. You probably can't see the sink, but believe me, they're being drained. Now, I'm going to take my mushrooms and set those aside. I'm going to take my tomato, and I'm going to just kind of take the top of it and sort of go around where the stem would be, kind of at an angle, so it kind of makes a nice hole in the center there. And then I'm going to take that, and I'm also going to slice that into about 1/8 inch round slices, like so. Good enough. Now I'll leave my tomato right here because we won't need the cutting board anymore. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a plate and I'm going to start to assemble our pizza burgers. Now, the one thing I did forget, there is something else. I'm going to need some cheese. So I'm going to reach down into my drawer here with cheese, and we're going to use a fat-free mozzarella cheese. Fat-free mozzarella. So, got all all my waste over here to the side. I'm going to open up my sandwich flats. Now these sandwich flats are an alternative to normal buns. You can eat burgers on these or make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches out of them or whatever you'd like. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my grillers, and this will be one point in today's episode when I'm going to do a little bit of slicing and dicing in the video. I'm going to take these grillers, I'm going to place these on a separate plate, and I'm going to microwave them just for a very short time until they're completely thawed. Okay, I paused to thaw out the grillers, and while I was gone, I also cleaned up our table a little bit here. I replaced our plate with a baking sheet covered with tin foil that I sprayed with a slight coating of olive oil. Now, I've got 4 buns out, and the bottoms of these buns, or these sandwich flats, are on the bottom here. What I'm going to start with is I'm going to start by taking some sauce, some of our pizza sauce, and spooning it right into the center and spreading it out a little bit. You want quite a bit of sauce. Put it in the center and spread it out. Probably I would say about, there's about 2 tablespoons of sauce on each one of these buns. Like that. Next we're going to take a griller patty on each one and we're going to lay it in the center. Oh, I also completed cutting the broccoli, and I added about 2 tablespoons of water to that. I'm going to cover that now, and that's going to go into the microwave. This broccoli will go in the microwave for about 5 minutes on full power, maybe a little longer, until it's tender. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is on top of the grillers, I'm going to take a tomato slice and place it right in the center of each one, like that. And we're going to follow the tomato slice with a slice of onion. So an onion slice. If you can keep those together, that's a good idea. And just put that right on top like that. Right on there like that. And there's another one. If they come apart, that's fine. Just try to keep them together if you can. And if you have to put a couple of them on, that's fine as well, like that one over there. Now we've got our onion on top of our pizza burger. Next I'm going to follow that with some mushrooms. These are going to be stacked awful high. You can put the mushrooms if you want around the edges here since we're kind of all in the center. However you want to do it's fine. That one's got plenty of mushrooms. There's a bunch of mushrooms on that one. These are going to be some nice, tall, delicious pizza burgers, believe me. And then put some mushrooms over here on this one. Now these will cook down. They won't be quite as tall when they're finished cooking. So don't worry if they're kind of a big stack here. That's all right. Get our mushrooms on here. And they're all coming apart on me here. Sorry. We'll get it. We'll get it. This one's sliding around now a little bit. Some mushrooms down around the sides of this one. There we go. We've got our mushrooms on there. Now, if there's room and you want to, you can put on some peppers. But I'm going to save those till the end when we put the cheese on. Now, I'm not going to put the cheese on these right away. I'm going to let these bake in the oven. Now, what temperature? Well, I've got a 400-degree oven going right now in the background. You can probably hear that over here. That's on convection bake at 400 degrees. If you don't have a convection oven, don't worry about it. Just standard bake will work fine. Don't worry about that. Add a few more mushrooms here on these. Now, if you don't like mushrooms or don't like onions or don't like peppers, then don't put those things on. Put whatever you would normally put on a pizza burger, minus any meat product, because these are vegetarian pizza burgers. Okay, after we've got the mushrooms, we're gonna put on another layer of sauce. Second layer of sauce. This is about a tablespoon of sauce right in the center on top. It'll just spread out on its own when it bakes. A little more than a tablespoon is what I'm putting on. These are going to be real messy, and that's fine. Messy pizza burgers are fun pizza burgers. Okay, now these stacks, or these pizza burgers, are going to have this bun placed on top once we get cheese on top of them. But the cheese doesn't come until later. I'm going to go ahead and place these into the oven now. Now again, our oven is at 400 degrees, convection, and there we go. Shut that up. We go ahead and put the broccoli into the microwave. And that's broccoli cut up with about 2 tablespoons. We'll put that in for about 5 minutes with about 2 tablespoons of water. And then we're going to take our cheese sauce, and just about when that's about halfway or 3/4 of the way done cooking, I'll judge by how tender it is, I'm going to pour some cheese sauce on top of it. I'll drain any water out and pour on some cheese sauce. Then we'll put it back in the microwave until the cheese sauce is heated thoroughly. That'll finish and complete the cooking of the broccoli, and we're finished. So I'm just going to go ahead and clean up, and you'll get to see everything when I put the cheese on and bring those back out of the oven for round 2. Okay, my broccoli's about halfway done cooking, so I'm going to go ahead and add some of this cheese sauce. Now, how much am I going to use? I'll probably use about 1/3 of the jar of cheese sauce, maybe 1/2 of the jar, right on top of the broccoli here, just like that. Now, how many people is this going to serve? This actually should be about 4 servings for this entire meal. You got 4 pizza burgers, 1 for each person, and you got quite a bit of broccoli here. Broccoli that I cook, I don't cook it as long as you might. I just like mine to be slightly tender, not completely mushy. So I'm going to place this back in the microwave now for about 3 minutes. Alright, I've taken the pizza burgers out of the oven. They're about halfway done cooking. They've been in for about 10 minutes. And I'm going to take some of this cheese, and I'm just going to pile it right on top of each one of them there. A nice pile of cheese on each one. Just like that. Now, I sprayed my pan so if the cheese falls out around the edges, it won't stick very much to the tin foil, and we'll be able to actually, probably it'll come up with the burgers on the sides of them. So, put some cheese on each one. Just a nice stack of cheese on them. There we go. Now, at this time, if you'd like, I'm going to just dot mine with one real pretty pepper in the middle of them. Big piece. Biggest piece I can find. And I'm going to place these back into the oven and let that all melt down. So here we go. Okay, our pizza burgers are done. The only thing left to do is to put the top of the buns on. I put those into the oven just to get them warm. I'm popping those out now. And I wanted you to see them all pretty like that. Just give them a nice smush. Keep it all centered. See that cheese just spreading out the bottom there? Look at that. There they are. 4 pizza burgers and broccoli and cheese sauce. And boy, that looks delicious too. Wish you were here to have some with me. I'm Mr. G. Thanks for watching Quick and Healthy with Mr. G.